This video is about how to adjust the spindle take-up nut on a South Bend lathe. This particular lathe is a 9-inch Model A, but the procedure is going to be the same or very similar for any other South Bend lathe, and this is following the procedure that South Bend released in one of their service bulletins. The first thing we're going to do is loosen up the take-up nut just enough that it spins freely, but when we go to tighten it, we're not going to move it, because when we move it, we're adjusting our actual take-up measurement. There we go. That's good for me. So we're over here at the spindle end of our lathe. The test indicator's set up and dialed in for 0. The spindle take-up nut at the back is loose. We can see we have play in our spindle right here. So the South Bend service manual says you're aiming for 1 thou of axial movement on your spindle. Any less and you risk wear to your lathe and damage. Any more and it's just too much slop. So what we're going to do is we're going to tighten up our spindle take-up nut and keep checking to see how much play we have. So what do we got right now? About 6 thou, a little over. Tighten that up a bit. Now we have less than half a thou according to this indicator, and I know it's got lots of calibration data, and it's a well-known brand and all that, but who knows how accurate it actually is. Oh, 2 thou there still. So that's about where you want it. That's just under a thou. So that's about where you want it right here. If you don't have the thrust bearing mod that people have been putting on with the really thin bearing, if you have that, you can go a small amount tighter. So for me, I'm going to leave it here as is. I'm comfortable with that. But again, according to South Bend, you're aiming for a thou. Anything above 2 thou, you want to adjust down. Anything below 1 thou is too tight, and you want to loosen it up. So now that our spindle take-up nut's adjusted where we want it, I'm going to tighten up the take-up nut, making sure not to twist it while I tighten it up. There you go. So that's tight on my end. Let's just double check what we got. We're at less than a thou for sure. So maybe that's a little bit too tight. I'm going to adjust that looser. A little looser again. There we go. I'm happy with that. It's just under a thou. And again, this lathe, the spindle has the thrust bearing modification, so I can get away with being slightly tighter.